Kibble was actually founded by a Miss Elizabeth Kibble, who came from Paisley. She came from a wealthy textile family, and she died in 1841. Now, when she wrote her will in 1840, we don't know why, but she had great social concern. I think it was part of that kind of Victorian time of philanthropy and so on. And she left money in her will to found and endow in Paisley an institution for the purpose of reclaiming youthful offenders against the laws, which was a remarkable thing to do. And from that, a trust was set up and extra money was raised and ground was bought, actually just where we're sitting now in Paisley. And the Miss Elizabeth Kibble Reformatory Institution was built and opened in 1859. So talking about Kibble as we are today in the 21st century, we still take youngsters from across Scotland. We now take girls. That's a fairly recent change in our services. So the average age that a youngster will come to us is 14, and the average stay is around about 2, perhaps 3 years. And when they reach 16, for a lot of them, the statutory provision will finish, and they'll be expected to go back home to their communities or to try and find work or to go into further education. So about 5 or 6 years ago, we recognised that really Kibble had to do something to help the post-16s, and we founded what we call Kibble Works. So Kibble Works, again, mirrors what was happening in 1859. It's looking at providing different kinds of training, education and employment for youngsters post-16. And we now work with, we can actually work with them from 16 to 24. And we have a range of small businesses covering recycling, construction, marketing.
My name is David Hanna. I am a Director and Trustee in Kibble Education and Care. I also am the Construction Director for a smaller company within Kibble called Kibble Construction Limited. Kibble Construction Limited was formed 3 years ago simply from an idea that was mooted at the board. We have a number of small enterprise companies which employ disadvantaged young people and attempt to compete in the marketplace. We run real business models so that people learn the worth of working in a real company. Kibble Construction was formed because the construction industry is a huge employer in Great Britain. It's a very easy industry to come in. There's a lot of physical hands-on for young people who don't engage with education. And they've got opportunities to carry out real works and have an output. On every single project we've done, so we've done 3 large ones and half a dozen smaller projects, we've broken even. So that's a fantastic situation. But more importantly, we have employed in excess of 100 young people, lots of whom have come straight from the prison service or straight from court or come out of secure accommodation or some other supported accommodation. We have done several projects. As a construction company, we would run like any other construction company. We would search for work in the marketplace. You can create your own work by buying a property, enhancing it, selling on, hopefully recovering all your monies. You can be a main contractor for a larger builder, or you can be a subcontractor. We carry out all these works. In this particular house here, which was the first house we completed and the first house for sale, the only operations the young people did not carry out were electrical, plumbing and heating, because they all require certification and guarantees. We put up all the partitions, the steel beam that's above my head as we talk, the tiling that you see behind you, all the painter work, put the staircase in. Everything you see was done at the young people, including the replacement windows. There's nothing they can't do with a proper supervision and approach.
By the job centre, aye. Basically it was just like kind of...
You go and you apply for different jobs?
Aye, which would basically...
Like
everybody that went applied for every job, I would think, aye. Every position, and then we heard back, like, I think it was like 2 days later, and it was, you were successful, and just to turn up for like the training. So...
We went through a fortnight's worth of training, like first aid, manual handling, health and safety, before we started the job.
Because we never had any experience in a role like this, and we've come out and we've done it, and we've actually done, well, I think we've done pretty good anyway. We've learned quite a lot and stuff. So
learning new skills.
It's my first construction job, same with Lee, but...
I've done monoblocking that before outside work, so that's the kind of stuff I'm into. That wasn't too bad. It helped me with the slabbing and stuff, because I've worked out in back doors and stuff, so that wasn't too bad.
There are in private ownership in Scotland 25,000 currently empty homes. That's private ownership. The figure in public ownership is suspected to be more than 100,000. And if you think about the amount of people who could be homed in these houses, it makes sense to regenerate the homes. We think it makes sense to use disadvantaged young people, teach them the skills, get them back into society. But that's a struggle for another day, and it's one we're all working hard on. But there are lots of obstacles, the main one being finance. Everyone likes the idea, they just don't like the idea of funding it. But we'll fight on. But there's a big future in construction.